Hey, I'm ElusiveKev, Mr. Con. Welcome back to MotoGP 18, where Mario won a thriller in France last time out. Could we have an equally exciting race round the Fast and Furious Mugello circuit in Italy? So here goes Mario for the first of three possible qualifying efforts. He tries the best out, his marks is 51.1. Let's see if he can do that, as he's got a number of riders coming out the pits. Just about avoids them heading into the first corner, breaks so deep into that corner, so late. And serious deceleration as well, from around 200 miles per hour down to around 50. As he's got the KTM behind him. As he tries to catch up to Mark VDS in front. 7/10 down in the first set, so not a good start for Mario. As that KTM really wants to battle on the qualifying effort. Well, that's his first lap gone then for Mario. As I wonder if that's Binder. He's just tried to force his way by. As Fate Nation really does return all around. Oh, sorry, that's another series. But you do see the yellow fever all around this circuit. You know, Valentino Rossi. Look at it in every grandstand. We've got the flares going. For me, yellow. Of course, Mario, part of that crew now on the VR46 machine. See, that's the Mark VDS bike. So he'll be getting a hero's welcome if he does manage to win round it. And you never know on board this VR46 machine. It's been so strong everywhere. Been on the pace. Of course, more on the pace in France last time out with that spectacular win. But let's see what Mario can do then. So he's over 5 seconds off the pace. I get the feeling he'll be a bit closer than that on this lap. Clean air as well. He breaks so deep into that first corner. Slightly too wide though for the apex. As he carried, not just braking deep, but he carried so much speed through the apex as well. It's smooth enough through the chicanes. All of these corners around it kind of lead into each other. As he's 4/10 down in the first sector. Not bad at all. Well, it's not carrying the speed through the chicanes, perhaps on this lap. At least in the first sector. Let's see through the spectacular right-left chicane. Rossi describes his favourite on the course. At least in Valentino Rossi the game he did. That's 5/10 back, Mario. Let's keep him pace this lap. That's almost losing it again on the power. That might have cost them a couple of tenths. But now we go downhill through this right-hander. Such a tricky corner. Just got to time it right when you get on the power through the exit. And through the far chicane. Almost too wide for Mario, but he's still just a half a second back of Agator Verge now. 50.3 at the top. As he got on the power so early through that final corner downhill. Such a tricky braking zone. As Binder at the top now with 50 point flat. 51.6 for Mario, 1.6 seconds off the pace. He's got some time to find. He's remaining 2 laps. That's better in the first corner. So you can carry the speed a bit better through these chicanes. That felt better in the first sector. Should be a couple of tenths quicker. And he's 4/10 down on Binder's time. As that's the key in this circuit, just sticking with the flow of this Mugello circuit. So difficult to do with the undulation around it. Some corners can just break a bit deeper. And you think you can, like that first corner, like that right-hander. At least double rights. There's Mandy 7/10 down on Piscini. The veteran looking to grab a home pole. What a popular pole that would be as well. With Bagnaia, Baldassari, Marini, even Mario. Quite a lot of riders for the home fans to cheer for. That's a much better run through the fast chicane. He's 1.2 seconds back though, Mario. Can he gain any of that back with the slipstream hope for the rider in front? Down the start, finish straight. Let's see if this upgrade has worked on the bike as well. 1.1 back in the end, so he's in 13th. It's not going well for him at the moment. As he does his final lap. From right in the first corner. Trying to attempt the pass. So you can just follow this rider. See there, it sets a 49.7. Breaking 1 at 50 barrier. Superb from the reigning champ. Bernard does the dive. But does that cost him too much this lap? And what would normally be his final effort. We'll see if he needs another one. Apparently he's up a couple of tenths. Bit ragged there for the right-hander though. Hooks up the apex though through the slow chicane. Now we go downhill through the right-hander. Well, you brake just before you go downhill. It's a bit easier than it used to be, this corner, but still, picking your point to get on that power. Always difficult, as he's 1.2 seconds back, so it's a couple of tenths quicker this lap. That's why having to overtake someone. On the power nice and early. Not the smoothest transition, no. To go down and start finish straight out, so you won't be getting that tight. As he sets a 51.1 again. He's just not going to beat that, is he? So Olivier broke home hearts by going pole by a couple of tenths ahead of Bagnaia and Piscini. Only 3 riders under the 1 minute 50 barrier. Well, Binder leads to take one ahead of Baldassari and Shirota. Then it's the Mark VDS trends of Marquez and Mir ahead of Verge. Sam Lowe's ran out of the top 10, decent qualifying for the Brit ahead of Marini and Navarro. Then Agata, Ika and Mayo on the 5th row. Very disappointing for the championship leader, with Barbara Quartararo and Odendahl on the 6th row. Great from the NTS rider in the top 20. Here the Tech 3 of Remy Gardner, Andrea Locatelli on home turf, and Romano Fonati on the 7th row. Course leading the 8th row ahead of Roberts and Powley on the 9th row. Vinales, Kent and Nakashima. Then the 10th row, Granado, Bent Snyder and Dinero. At the back it is Fugini, Corradin and Manzi on home turf on his Suter. So let's see what Mayo can do in the race. Can he crawl towards the top like he did in France? So here's Mayo revving up at the start then from the 5th row, waiting for the lights to go. As we get underway. As he barely gets underway. Look at that, he's dropping down the order to 23rd. Poor start for Mayo, even worse than normal. As he tries to get back into the top 20 down the inside of his teammate Fanati, or ex-teammate shall we say. The Sniker's bike. Nicely down the inside through the left. Now can he hold it through the right? Flying XT outside, so he's back into the top 20, and it's like Locatelli had a bit of an issue in front. So he's Mario down the inside, not just him. There's a big crash in front, there's a big crash behind, there's crashes everywhere. Quartararo is down. Mario's up into the points in 12th from nowhere. And he's holding off a Tech 3 at the moment. As Mattia Piscini leads, the veteran. Head of Marcel Shirota, no, the German takes him right back. He won here last season, remember correctly. He's starting to vault by. Loves it round here, the German. He's singing in the rain at the moment as we've got Jorge Navarro battling for top 10 vigorously with those and Marini. Now trying to catch up to the top 11 or in a line at the moment. As he breaks downhill, a bit wide for Mario. As he got 1 minute. Oliveira battling over third. So Mark VDS and KTM do battle for the podium place. Here comes Mario doing battle with his teammate maybe for the top 10. As he breaks very deep into that last corner. Not quite close enough. But he gets out of there. Hopefully with a good toe down the start finish straight. Let's see as Baldassarre is one of those fallers. On home turf as Shirota leads Tedder Passini, Mir, Oliveira, Verge. What a day for Dynaval. What a day for Agata at the moment, up in 7th. Look at that bright yellow scene. As Mario nicks down the inside of his teammate, not quite working out. He's got 7 laps to survive in these treacherous conditions. What a turn up for the Burks. Baldassarre, one of the fallers on that opening lap. Mario down in 12th, not having a good race at all. And it used to be such a strong circuit for McDonald's. Now it's one of the worst. Especially when it's in the wet. As Baldassarre up to 18th. He is like a knife through butter through the field. Could soon find yourself on the back of Mario's. What's happening in front? Is that Bindu's messed up? It is, I think. As Navarro tries to find his way up into 9th. Sad Mario to catch up majorly on those 3 in front. He tries to pull a gap on Remy Gardner behind. So once again, just riding. Bagnaia was also down the not the teammates. One of the teammates of McDonald. So Luca Marini's now the top VR46 rider. Don't expect to hear that much this season, as Eco has also maybe caught up in those first lap shenanigans. Let's look at that from Marini and Navarro really going to war over 9th. And here comes Mario again into the final corner, having a little look. Again, just can't get on the power though. Let's see if he's got the straight line speed though. As it's the room rates. Baldassarre and Bagnaia got into trouble. Passini still leads on home turf ahead of Oliveira and Mir. So here goes Mario into the first corner, trying to throw Marini past Grassini. Not happening though. So goes into the left. He's getting impatient here. Is Mario. Well, we just got to keep the rhythm through those sections. Stanley Kent and Fugolini battling over 24. Still got Remy Gardner half a second behind Mario. He's not dispatched at Tech 3 man. As Ika's up to 22nd. But now on the verge of the points. I believe Baldassarre is already there. Might be with Mario soon. Baldassarre with the way he's riding. Mario's just nicking all over Navarro, left and right for a manoeuvre. Finally works down the right, up into 11th then behind his teammate. Now can they push on? As for Mario, top 5 would be a fantastic result here. So his relative lack of pace in this, like it's Joe Roberts on the NTS in the points. There's all Mario a bit wide. Will that allow Navarro through? Not quite. He's got the run off the corner. Let's go for the left to right once again, using all of the curbing and superb run on Marini. Into the last corner as all the Malaysians down. The veteran. So the teammates go side by side. And look at that run from Mario off the final corner. He's going to be leading. As we go into the 4th lap. He's up into 10th. But he's 1.2 seconds behind Sam Lozenko in front. Got lots of work to do. Right, nice and deep into that first corner. He's got Marini all over him. As the track starts to dry up a bit, maybe. I know it's soaking, but it looks like it's getting a bit drier. Or maybe it's just raining slightly less. Maybe it's just sun overhead. Murray's still got Marini all over him. As he tries to push on towards the top 5. It's just not happening though, this race, in these conditions. Thought he got over his wet weather fears. Obviously not. As he's 1.6 behind those. Still got Marini right in his tail. Well, he's hooking up apexes. Got on the power, a bit more confidently as well as the speed ups are batting over 28. What a horror show for Quartararo and Danny Kent. Eking out to 16th while the Joe Roberts dream starting to disappear as got Bagnaia behind in 14th. Not far behind his teammates at all. As he's got Baldassare in 11th behind Mayo. Battling with Marini. As he goes Mayo into the final corner, into the second half of this race. Got some power nice and early, but he's just not got the pace. Smith does a 55.4, Mayo does a 56.7. 1.3 seconds back. 1.2 seconds behind those. He's got the pace to match the riders in front, maybe not got the pace to catch them. As Bagnaia now passes his teammate Marini, and Marini's sinking like a stone now. He tries to push on, catch up to this top 9. Just not quite got it though. As he's just half a second ahead of Baldassare. He'd be looking behind him rather than looking forward in these last few laps of the race. Let's go downhill through the right and left. Very easy to use the bike through that left. As Baldassare and Bagnaia battling behind over 11th. Might give Mayo some respite then. As he is catching up to the riders in front slightly. As here's the first sector, which is pretty poor for Mayo. But he's still around a second behind those. He's not getting any slipstream here at the moment. As he nicely hooks up that right-hander, that long right-hander. Got to be so patient to get on the power. He goes through the fast chicane, slightly offline. Still 1.1 behind those. Works up the apex beautifully. For the final corner, gets on the power nice and early. As Bassini still leads Oliveira, Mir in third ahead of his teammate Marcus. Schrotta's dropped down to fifth ahead of his teammate Vergade and Binder. Agata, Lowe's, McDonald with his teammate all over him. And the penultimate lap. Let's go into the first corner. And look at that, Baldassare joining in as well. Championship contenders. Battling all over the place here. Just for top 10. So try to catch up to those. Hopefully Bagnaia and Baldassare can just concentrate on each other and then Mayo can run away a bit. Well, he tries to find pace in these conditions in these last couple of laps. Actually, just a lap and a half to go. As he's using every bit of the track. So Hector Barbara down, the Spanish veteran, on his ponds. Nyman Essex sits for Alton as his teammate. It's all Bagnaia tries to make a go on Mario. No, it says no. Then probably outbrakes himself. Good job. He's got the run through the right hand. That's the head of his teammate, does he? Oh, Bagnaia wants to wrestle it back because they're 1.4 behind those. It just cost themselves time if they want to catch up. The rider's in front, but I think they've forgotten about that now. It's just all out raw for 10th. Smo says no to Bagnaia again. It's on to the final lap. Passini ahead of Oliveira, Mir, Marquez, Shirota, Verge, Binder, Agata, Lowe's, McDonald. He hasn't really slowed down much, actually. He normally did 56.7s before the E-shot came around. Now he's doing 56.8, so he's actually doing a similar pace. As he just stays ahead of Bagnaia. With Baldassarre no doubt in tow. It's actually keeping pace with those in that first set, so that's not too bad. Quartararo gets ahead of Fanati. The speed up finally finding pace this race. Unfortunately, it's a bit too late to do anything with it. Someone really struggling with that rear grip. You can see tyre wear pretty poor. Even worse in these wet conditions than in the dry. As he's 1.1 behind those. It's all about the attack from behind though, from Bagnaia, from Baldassarre. Zika ahead of Navarro for 14th. So young Spaniards do battle the remaining points in the race. So still staying just ahead of Bagnaia. As Bagnaia did not expect Madonna to turn in as normal. As we go into the final corner, will McDonald just about hold on from his teammate? Looks like he will just, as the veteran wins. Bassini, even despite Marcus doing the fastest up in the final lap, 55.4. God did one of his fastest up in the final lap, 56.5, but can only shake his head after a disappointing return from, I'd say, a decent race, but still. He was consistent, but way off the pace. Not the kind of consistency you want as the top 4 set ride, just 1.2 seconds, as Mattia Passini wins out of Oliveira, Mir and Marcus. Another surprise winner of Mugello for the second year in a row in Moto2. Well, last year's winner, Shirota, rounds out the top 5. If I remember correctly, he was the winner. Ahead of Verge, Binder in the 7th after a bit of a mishap in the middle part of the race. Ahead of Agata, what a superb result for the Swiss rider. Then those and McDonald just 1.1 seconds behind the Brit, and he did set his fast up in that final at 56.5 ahead of Bagnaia and Baldassarre, who are a second quicker than him, but he still managed to hold on in the end just by a 10th ahead of his teammate. As then we got Marini in 13th ahead of Ica and Navarro, with Ica winning that battle in the end. Remy Garner just missing out on the point despite being on the edge of the top 10 in the early part of that race, just missing out by less than a second. What heartbreak for him. Same for Corsi. Nokate just outside the points in their home race. Odendaal in 19. Went to Joe Roberts down in 20 seconds despite being in the points. As Manti having his best race of the season on his Suter in 21st. Quartararo in 25th in the end. Somehow he dropped back. That's why he's up around 22nd. Hector Barber in 28th after Omer. The same with Kuradin in 33rd. So Mario leads the championship despite a poor race, as he's level on points with Oliveira thanks to more wins, I think. Then we've got Baldassarre down to third, 4 points back, as Marquez in 4th, gains a bit, 27 points behind the Spaniard, and 43 points back is Bagnaia in 5th. Bassini, the big mover, up to 6th. After his victory ahead of Verge and Shirota. Binder down a couple places to 9th. Mir rounds out the top 10. How does he only have 42 points? I swear he's much better than that. Those ahead of his teammate Ica and Marini, with Navarro dropping down a couple of places. Agata, the other big mover, up to 15th ahead of Quartararo, Locatelli, Corsi and Barbara. Remy Gardner into the top 20, but still the best of the on-point scorers. Ahead of Fanati. Also got Manti at Pauli for 26th. Danny Kent still getting the wooden spoon, as it was a decent race for Mao. He finished ahead of his teammates, but not lots of reputation earned after a poor weekend in Mugello. And not much development points earned. As in MotoGP, Marcus beat Dovi and Rossi. In Moto3, Bezecchi beat Martin and Bastianini. Well, in the Rookies Cup, it was a Czech rider Onshu and Yamanaka as well. Will Mayo go? Will he stay with the VR46 team? Or will he step up to MotoGP with Aprilia, with KTM, with Mark VDS, with Avintia, with the Ango Nieto team? Probably not. I think he stays with his current team. I think he stays with the VR46 team. They definitely seem to be clicking at the moment. Why change it? So we'll see if he can bounce back from his first real step back this season. He's still finishing the top 10 in every race, but he'll be aiming for a top 5 next time out around the circuit in Barcelona, Catalonia. Sound for watching, and can he achieve that? Then.